It should be live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host, Vays. Microphone settings, make sure everything is good. The other day, it started off on mute for no reason whatsoever. So you never know these days with Zoom and YouTube. I'm going to pull out your live chat, and then we will go from there. We have the options workshop this weekend. I still have a lot of work to do for it, and will do my best not to keep this video going on for too long. All right, where do we begin? Let's start with the S&P 500. I'm going to talk about my positions and what happened, and after that, we'll talk about Bitcoin. Okay, there's the live chat. Close that, save that. Okay. So let's go to screen share. Okay, so once again, a very frustrating Friday. I think it reminds me of last Friday. The market going into the morning. So last night, the market closed here at 2,793, 94, something in that area. In the middle of the night, it was down to 2760 on two separate occasions. And I was positioned very heavily into the short trade, which I would have been very happy to close on Friday in that area. Would have been great. I would have been out, not all my trade. I would have kept some short, but I would have been out mostly off that short. However, the market opened way up this morning, a 56 point up, 2% up from the 1 a.m. low. But at market open, we went down, made the 10 a.m. reversal, went back down again. This was my purple line. This was the line I talked about this morning, that below that line, I expected prices to really fall down. And it pierced that line twice, but was never able to close below it. The two times it went below that line, rallied right off of that. Now, I was pretty heavily short. Let's go to the big picture. In the big picture, why was I short? I was short because of this 9. I shorted on this 9. I took my profit at the bottom of this candle. In hindsight, should have taken all the profit, but I took half the profit at the bottom of this candle. I put that profit, so I go in X, I sell half. So now I'm in a short trade for X over 2. I then doubled that position back to X at the very top of this candle, I think. Yeah, the top of that candle. I doubled that position, and by the end of day, it was looking very good. Now, the following day, we rallied above the 50 period moving average. And I added to that position another 50%. So now I'm in for 1.5x of original position. But remember, half of that was exited in profit, put back in. So when did I put that last 50% into the trade? I did that somewhere in the middle of this candle. And by the end of day yesterday, it was looking very, very good. It was also looking pretty good early in the afternoon. But I was still confident in the bearish case. I put this blue line in saying this would be my absolute worst case scenario exit on this trade, because above this blue line, I have to admit that the TA is no longer bearish. Why is the TA no longer bearish above the blue line? Well, for starters, the TD has flipped to a green 1, which is telling you to be neutral and not have a position in the market. That's reason number 1. Reason number 2 is we are now above the 50-period moving average. And we closed above it. In fact, we opened and closed above it. That tells me that the market is no longer bearish. See, over here, we only closed above the moving average. Here, we opened and closed. This is a stronger candle for the bulls, for me, than this candle was. Because this candle was also on a 9. This candle's on a 1. If Monday is an up day, that's a green 2 above a green 1. And that's normally the time for me to enter the bullish trade. Am I going to enter the bullish trade on Monday? Probably not. I still don't like the fact that we've gone up too far too fast, and I like my pullbacks. But I certainly don't want to be short over the weekend. And I know everyone is talking about the Fed and the plunge protection team and how they're bailing out the market. They are part of the market. And I will trust TA. TA told me to go short on this candle. And for the same reason that TA has told me to go short, TA is telling me not to be in a position going into the weekend. So where did I actually get out? Did I wait till this blue line got hit? The answer is not really. I got out a little bit before that. Let me tell you why and where. So this line is at, well, we need to talk about this line in terms of, let's just do this. So this blue line is basically the close of day on April 20th. So this line is Monday's close. And it's approximately 28.36. Okay. Now, if I go to the 10-minute chart, and I'm using the futures here, I like the futures because they trade 24 hours. This should be the same blue line. 28.23. That's where I put the line here. So where is this line? Yeah, 28.23. That's the same line. Sorry, not 28.36. 28.36 is where the market closed. The blue line is 28.23. Right. So that's the same blue line. So here's that same blue line. That was my worst case scenario to admit I'm wrong on my short trade. This line is where I closed the short trade. It was in reality, it was a little bit higher. This candle started rising really quickly. And if I had a stop loss, it would have executed there. In reality, I got out somewhere, I don't know, somewhere in the upper half of this 2 candle, maybe in the beginning of this 3 candle. I wasn't really paying attention because I'm in the options market. I'm not in the futures market. So it didn't really matter to me. But the point is, in this vicinity here. Now, why did this vicinity here tell me that I'm wrong on my short in the market? Well, for starters, right here, I was pretty damn bearish. So was here. And when this candle started to fall, I was still bearish. When we were rising into this area, we did make a higher swing high. But the 10-minute 9 was coming up, and I watched the 10-minute candles. So I said, hey, I'm going to give this 10-minute 9 a chance. And following the 10-minute 9, there was a red 1 that went, lower. And then this was a red 2 candle. But then when this candle flipped to be a green 1, we now had almost another swing high for the day. Pretty much this and this. And for the same reason that I expected this to go below the prior swing low, I expect this, that if there is another candle, to go way above the prior swing high. In fact, it was a double top. Like, I'm pretty consistent with how I trade. It's not always going to work. The short here didn't work. If I had taken the long trade, if I had flipped my short into a long, I would have made a lot of money the rest of the day, but that's not what I did. I didn't do that like that. I wasn't looking for long trades, especially on a Friday. And I certainly didn't expect the market to rally this much into the close. Manipulated or not manipulated doesn't really matter. So I got out of my short trade here. Did my short trade make money? Barely. I got out. I mean, I went in several times. Remember, I took some off the table for profit. I then added some back in. That ended up in a losing position. I added some more, and that ended up in a losing position. But the original that I shorted, I originally shorted up here. So my original was still in the profit when I got out, somewhere in this 28.10 range. Okay. So overall, tried shorting the market for an entire week. I made a little bit of money, not enough to, scream out the window. But the most important part is not to lose your principal. The most important part is not to lose the capital in your account. Your starting capital. Even if you make $10 in a week, that's a lot better than losing your principal. Now, if this is your full-time job, you need to make more than $10 a week. So before you quit your job and become a full-time trader, you need to have a strategy in place. Now, I made good money earlier this month, so this week was okay. I made more than $10, of course, but it certainly wasn't great. Was up a lot over here. My position was pretty leveraged. It was the main reason why I closed it is because it was too dangerous to keep it overnight. It was like with the Tesla trade, like a $20 move in Tesla was thousands of dollars of difference. So I'm pretty high risk. I'm sorry, I'm pretty high leverage in the options market, but at the same time, I'm very cautious. It's really important not to lose your principal. Like I will do 100 trades that barely make any money. No, maybe not that many, but I'm happy to do a bunch of trades and getting out break even because the market didn't do what my trade was designed to do. This is also a very, I don't trade this kind of volatility often. This is not my specialty, this high volatility. I much prefer calmer environments. All right, so that's it. Disappointing week. Had the market opened, at 27.60, where it was at 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't want to say, but it's it would have been a huge payday. Huge payday. Would have been to the kind of payday that I probably wouldn't even bother trading for next month, and I would just do work. I wouldn't need to. It was a pretty high leverage position. Let's just put it that way. All right, already got a couple of questions. Will Tether stablecoin ban affect Bitcoin price? Yes. Yes, it will affect it a lot. How? I have no idea, but it's going to affect it. I don't know how. Bitcoin could swing to $30,000 the moment Tether gets banned, because everyone will sell their Tether into Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin could crash from 30,000 down to 3,000 because there's no liquidity, because Tether is providing a lot of the liquidity for a Bitcoin efficient market. I have no idea. It could also be the other way around. Is it going to affect it? Yes. How is it going to affect it? I don't know. I really don't. I'm actually very curious to see how it's going to affect it. Can I take a look at Boeing? Yeah, I can take a look at Boeing. I actually can't wait to start the subscription, because all these questions would be in the subscription and not public. The public stuff will only be general markets. I'll also look at Tesla. See, Tesla isn't doing anything. Tesla is just stuck. Good thing I got out of that. Good thing I got out of the long up there and the short down there. Man, well, I wish I got out down there. That would have been such a Again, disappointing. I got out at 716, made a few $1,000 profit. Had I waited, this would have been probably over 10,000 profit. I was very leveraged. And but had I waited, this right here probably would have been a $5,000 to $10,000 loss. So hindsight, I'll take the 1 to 2K profit. It was 1.4K profit on the Tesla short. I posted a screenshot in my Telegram group. I do way more stuff privately than I do publicly. I really don't care what the public, the trolls think. I do care what like paid subscribers think. Boeing, BA. Okay, yeah. Now that I remember, this would not have been tens of thousands. Had I waited and got out, let's not cherry pick the bottom. We're gonna do the bottom of the candle. It would have been about 5K in profit. But if I waited till the following day's close, it would have been about, my best guess, $3,000 loss. So I'll take my 1.4K very happily. This wasn't a great week trading. I mean, I made money, but like it's not, it wasn't worth the time spent. It wasn't worth the time. So it could have been way more productive. I'm never going to find Boeing. I'm just going to type it in and then we'll go look at Bitcoin. It's bearish. It's bearish to me. See, continuously lower highs. And right now, it just made a new low. So Boeing is bearish. But earnings is coming. Not that it matters much. My favorite trade is trading earnings season. But I wouldn't trade it this earnings season because this earnings season is irrelevant. Because it's more about the market than... I can't wait to end the live chat. Anyone that mentions Hex or Richard Hart, please ban them permanently. And to avoid getting banned by accident, don't mention Richard Hart. Because even if you mention it, something like Richard Hart belongs in prison, you may still get banned from mentioning him. And then I got to deal with unbanning you, which becomes very difficult. Because it's hard for you to then get a hold of me. When will you start doing a screener service? I hopefully soon. I've been thinking about the numbers. You know, if I do these videos privately, like almost every day, for only $100 a year per person, that may not be like a good deal for me. So I don't know. I have to rethink things. But I do want, like, you know, a non-spammier interaction with viewers. Okay. Why is this here? I mean, Boeing looks bearish to me. Boeing looks bearish to me. So red 2 below red 1 just broke a recent low. It's not below this low yet. So it's trending down, not looking good. Okay, so let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin had a pretty quiet day. It's a green 2 candle, not above a green 1 candle. And we're still above the triangle. So Bitcoin is in a bullish position, especially if the S&P 500 is not going to correct and is going to keep going up. That is great for Bitcoin. My target for Bitcoin is the triple resistance of 2 moving averages plus the Fibonacci line. The weekly chart is bullish with a green 3 above a green 2. The 4-hour chart, this is interesting. So the 4-hour chart, I remember what I said this morning. I said, hey, this morning on a 4-hour chart, this was a red 2 candle going below the red 1, which means this activated the short trade. And I said, your stop loss is the blue line. But the way that 4-hour candle ended, it ended with a green 1. So what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to get out of that trade, because the green 1 says you should not be in the market. Now you can still keep the short trade on, but the green 1 on sequential is telling you to be careful. Not to mention you have a hammer candle. Then the following candle gives you a green 2 that went above a green 1. That activates the long trade. Activating the long trade is a lot more interesting to me than activating the short trade, because now, as of breaking this blue line, which I'm going to make green, at this point, you have a long trade to the upside, and the long trade to the upside is actually, it's not exactly in line with the daily chart, but at least it's on a daily green 2, which could easily flip to a green 3 that's going to go above the green 2 in about 5 hours. And you're bullish on a weekly scale. On a longer term scale, I see a question, Sand Snake. I've been trading the 4-hour on the S&P futures. It's been good trades. I don't know why it's going up, but I trust sequential. Keep the videos coming. Thank you. Look, the best thing you can do as a trader is find your own strategy and trust your own strategy. Do not follow other traders. You can follow other traders if you want, but I have never had success following other traders in my early career. The only success I ever found was following my own ability. My own ability, not other people's ability, my own ability. I expect Bitcoin to stay in this triangle. I would love for it to go and hit the top of that triangle, and then we'll see what happens. I think it's going to stay in this triangle, but I am very bullish Bitcoin. Very bullish. Let me see what the 4-hour S&P futures looks like. I don't trade futures anymore. I also closed my trading account. I only have my retirement account. I'm going to get rid of all these arrows. I mean, I no longer need them. I have no position in the S&P 500. I just described what happened. I sold everything. I actually have no positions. I even got rid of my bullish on GoPro. One of the only stocks that was still long was GoPro. I'm out of that as of today. I'm done with that too. So GoPro, let me just show you the chart. I didn't want any positions going into the options workshop because I'm going to be showing my trading accounts. And no, I have one position. I'm still long GBTC. That's the only position I have left. Everything else I closed today. Closed all my trades today. I'm not in the market one way or another. I don't want to be distracted while people are paying me a lot of money for my time during an options workshop. I don't want to have to think about my positions. Again, I have no idea where GoPro is. So I got out today. I didn't really want to get out today because this looks like a big cup and handle, but the trade was profitable. It's at $3. Maybe I'll go back in on Monday. I don't know, or not Monday. Sorry, Tuesday. I don't know. I just didn't want to hold it through the weekend, and I want to restructure that trade. I didn't really like my spread the way it was. I am. I'll probably re-enter. Maybe not. Maybe I'll forget. I don't care. Like I put in the trade. I made money in the trade. I'm out of the trade. I don't care. It's irrelevant at that point. If I remember to look at it again, I'll look at it again. Okay. Now, let me see the 4-hour. Well, that was a nice buy, and that was a nice sell. And if you shorted here, hopefully you didn't have to wait till this green one completed to get out of that trade, because that might have been a loss. So if you got out of that trade earlier and then you bought back in on this 3, you did well. The 3 above a 2. I mean, I don't know what your sequential strategy is. Everyone has their own. Beautiful 9 sell here. No buy opportunity there. Beautiful 9 sell here and a beautiful 9 sell there. This one was rough. Green 2 above a green 1 following a 9. This 9 would have probably failed me. But other than that, yeah. Looks like whoever you are, you're doing well on trading the 4-hour chart. I don't know when you started. Clearly that was a... No, see, this would have been rough. I would have exited here. This would have hit my stop loss for sure at some point. Yeah. Hey, look, if you have your own strategy and it's making you money, that's the way to trade. Nothing else matters. All right, let's look at gold. I did not add to my GBTC position. I left my original GBTC position. Any thoughts on QBTC and TSX? No thoughts. That's because I have not read even the first page of this 83-page document. See, guys, I can trade, I can bring you these videos, or I can do research and bring you these videos, but I don't have time for all of that. Not to mention, like, speaking remotely at things, and everyone wants me to play in their poker tournaments, which I kind of stopped doing. So if I ever have time to read it, I can give you my opinion, but I have no opinion until I read this 83-page document. And until I find the time to do it, it's not going to happen. It's only so much time in a day. So gold was down pretty big today, closed still at a red candle. I'm not in a rush to get into gold. We will see how it looks next week. Right now, it's bullish in nature, but I am not in gold. I'm also not in silver. Silver looks less bullish in nature than gold does. Oil is starting to creep up. I tried going long oil yesterday and today, but I'm not allowed. The broker is not letting me because of it's in the retirement account. I don't know why. I'm not allowed. I wasn't trying to buy USO shares. I was trying to buy calls on USO, and it didn't let me. So I don't know. It looks like I will not be able to invest in oil. I could go back to looking at oil stocks. The question that people have been asking me, Tone, do you regret getting out of Apache so early? And the answer is, I do now. I didn't before. So I got out of Apache here. I got out of Apache. I don't remember. Like somewhere between the 15th and the 17th. I don't think it was the 17th. So I think I got out of Apache like on the 15th or early morning on the 16th. I don't remember. When did I get into Apache? I got in over here. I got in like I got in off the weekly 9. I got in literally like I think on this candle here, like one of these two. I got in right at the low, and I got out here, and now it's up there. Like that was a really nice trade, but I got out early, and that's okay. Like I'd rather get out early than become, you know, a lifetime investor of Apache waiting for it to go from $1 to $2. Like it's I took the profit. I mean, it went up 100% when I took the profit. So I'll take it. But yeah, that was a beautiful trade off the weekly 9. Beautiful. Beautiful. 9s have been good. Look at the prior 9. I mean, not long term, but still. The prior 9, these are weekly candles. You get in the beginning of that week. You're out at the end of that week. That's still a 23% gain. It's cheap stock. Your risk is limited. You know, can only go as far as 0. Can't really go lower than that. And beautiful 9 sell. This 9 buy didn't work out, but this 9 buy didn't exactly end as a reversal candle. So some discretion may be needed. And not every trade is going to work out. The problem is if you lose your entire account because of this 9, you don't get to profit from this one. This one didn't do very well. Or this one, and especially this one. That was probably the best one. Doesn't look it, but percentage-wise, man. Under $4 to almost 11? Shoot. Over 11, 11.45 at the high today. Wow. I was also in Under Armour, and I got out of that. I don't know if it was too early. Let me see. I have no idea. UA. I took the profit on this too. Oh, these are the weekly charts. So are the daily charts. Yeah, so I was kind of upset with the Under Armour trade because I got in off of this 913 and I was in a losing position for a while. I got in a little early. It was one of the trades I made just before leaving Africa. I just thought Under Armour was grossly oversold. I saw the double 9, I saw the 13, and I got in on this 9 candle. And it kind of sucked. I mean, I eventually got out over here once the trade made me some money, but I don't like this. Like I spent the majority of that trade underwater. So that really sucked. There was a weekly 9 here. So I probably should have stuck with that trade, but it was an options trade. It wasn't designed to last for 4 months. It was only designed to last for like 1 or 2 months. And this took a month. This took a month. And I said, you know what? I tied up my capital enough for a month. I don't even think I saw the weekly 9. Might have missed that one. Oh, I didn't have the multi. Well, I don't think I was looking at the multi time frame then. I don't think I saw the weekly 9. And I just got out. But I wouldn't want to be in this now. It's not going anywhere. This is not a bullish. It's not a bullish look for the stock. I don't care. Look, I make a lot of mistakes too in my trading. The point is, you know, are you able to preserve your capital and build that account over time? All right, I got some questions and then I got to get going. I need to prep for tomorrow's workshop. By the way, I think I'm going to take these videos back to 1 a day. 2 a day is just too much, even in quarantine. But if I take a little, if I'm not actively trading, I can do them during live market hours. I may or may not be trading next week. We'll see. Doesn't really matter. Tone, what likelihood do you give Bitcoin getting above 8,500 level by May 12th? You're not going to like my answer. Because the $8,500 level is literally where the resistance is. Well, resistance is a little lower than that. What is my probability of reaching the $8,500 level before May 12th? I'm going to say 50-50 because I think that we're going to get rejected by this area. I think 8,500 is pretty optimistic. I'm giving that 50-50 right now. Like I said, you're not going to like my answer. If you ask me what is the probability we're going to go to 8,000, I'm going to say it's greater than 50%. If you say what is the probability we're going to reach this target, I'm going to say it's probably less than 50%. So getting to 9,000 by May 12th, less than 50%. Getting to 8,000, greater than 50%. 8,500, right in the middle of those two, I'm going to be 50-50 on that. Hey, Bitcoin success. Thank you for your donation. I believe Amazon and NXT is pumping the S&P. Thoughts? I agree with you. Then the Amazon's at a new all-time high. The tech sector is popping. I don't understand why. I don't think anyone's going to have money to spend on the tech sector anytime soon. Oh, Sand Snake, I already read yours. What else we got? Tone, green 2 above a green 1. Does this indicate the wick or just the body? Yes. Look, it's whatever you want. It's whatever you are comfortable with. It's whatever you are comfortable with. Okay? Like right here, I don't want to wait, to be honest with you, to break the wick. I'm comfortable here if I was long. I don't need it. Now, everything is subjective. Everything is subjective. Officially, you want to break the wick. You want a new swing. You want a new high. If I go back to the 4-hour chart, for me, for this green 2 to activate the green 1 trade, I want to break the wick. But at the same time, I see that the stock market is bullish. I see that this is a reversal candle, and I don't mind pre-running that trade and getting in earlier, getting in on green 2's body above green 1's body. Like, as long as you're consistent, as long as you understand that you're getting in early and you adjust your risk parameters and your position size accordingly. In a perfect world, all 1 candles would look like this. And then this 2, it doesn't matter when you got in, right? But you don't have a perfect world. It's subjective. I am also interested to hear Willy Woo's thoughts. But once again, just like finding the time to read an 83-page explanation of an ETF is, I need to find the time. Messaging Willy and figuring out a time that works for him and me takes time, and I haven't messaged Willy in a week because I'm busy. Like it would be great. But if I'm going to be trading, that's 7 hours during the day that I can't do that stuff. I send messages in my chat group, but I just don't have time to get into conversations and coordinate. There's only so much free time in a day. I'm one person. Thank you guys for helping me sort questions, though. And messaging me. Does sequential work on GBTC? I don't know. I don't use it on GBTC. I use it on Bitcoin itself. Am I still bullish Monero versus Bitcoin? The last time I looked at the Monero chart, you probably saw me do it. So I have no opinion whatsoever, because that the last opinion I gave was probably weeks ago. So I have no idea what it's done since. I don't really care to look at it though. No, the answer is not no. I mean, the answer is no opinion, because I haven't seen a Monero chart in weeks. So if I haven't seen the chart, I can't be bullish or bearish. I can take a look at space. Oh. That's the weekly chart. No opinion. It's the green 2 went above a green 1, but that's not a great looking candle. I guess I'm more bullish than bearish on this. I'm surprised it went up that much. There was your 9. Sell. You're on a red 5. I'm bearish daily, slightly leaning bullish weekly. It's consolidating. Not something I would be in a trade on. All right, guys. I have to get going because I still have a lot of work to do for tomorrow's workshop on options. If you guys want to support, please use the affiliate page to sign up for stuff. I will show you my Embly card. Embly is right here. And this is a good time to stop screen share. Here's the Embly card. Looks awesome. There's other cool designs. I think their new website is launching very soon, and this will be one of the designs you can choose from. It's the unconfiscatable logo, but it doesn't say the word conference on it. It just says Bitcoin and unconfiscatable. Boom, that's the card. They're really heavy, like here. Hope you heard that. All right. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all probably on Tuesday. Those of you that are joining me for the options workshop, it's going to be great. All right. Bye, guys.